Welcome to the latest chapter of Rae Leon's Style and Suspicion. Let's uncover the secrets together.
Prologue. Miss Jones. Welcome back, truth seekers and style aficionados, to Truth Serum. Tonight, we're pulling back the velvet rope on a world where glamour meets grave danger, and where the most exquisite accessories aren't just for show. We're talking about the woman who redefined power dressing, not with a boardroom suit, but with a Glock tucked discreetly into a designer jacket. For years, the name Rae Leon has been whispered in the exclusive circles of celebrity. The go-to stylist for the A-list, the one who could transform a star's image with a flick of her wrist and an uncanny eye for detail. But what most didn't know, what they couldn't know, was that Rae's true genius lay far beyond the runway. She was a shadow, a protector, a silent guardian in a world obsessed with noise. A former bodyguard and a sharpshooter, Rae Leon moved with a quiet precision, her instincts honed by a past she rarely spoke of, her loyalty fiercely guarded. Tonight, we begin to unravel the threads of her most perilous assignment, a case that plunged her into the cutthroat heart of the music industry. A world where a rising star's dream could become a living nightmare, and where the line between admirer and assassin blurs with terrifying speed. This is the story of how Rae Leon became more than just a stylist. She became the last line of defense. And it all began with a concert, a sabotage, and a chilling realization. Chapter 1, Blackout. The venue exploded. The bass in You Are Mine Forever was bumping, vibrating through Jackie's diamond-dusted bodysuit like mustard on the beat. Confetti rained down, a Technicolor storm as Detroit's own, Undisputed Music Excellence 2025 Hip Hop Artist of the Year dropped the final fire lines. Fresh off her nomination as one of the contenders for the NAACP Image Awards 2025 Hip Hop Artist of the Year, Jackie poured every ounce of her soul into the track. From the D, yeah, that's my city's pride. Found a love so real, nowhere to hide. Your touch got me feeling electric inside. For you, my baby, my heart will always ride. Her voice, raw and honeyed, hit every beat with power, a true force that resonated deep within the crowd. Sweat glistened on her toned physique, the stage lights beaming. But all she felt was the undeniable connection to the rhythm and the overwhelming love radiating from the audience. The energy in the arena was a tangible entity, a living, breathing thing fueled by thousands of screaming fans. Every lyric, every beat, every intricate dance move was met with an explosion of adoration, cementing Jackie's status not just as an artist, but as a cultural icon for the city that had nurtured her talent. This was more than just a concert. It was a homecoming, a celebration of her relentless grind and undeniable rise. She took a breath, chest pumping with adrenaline, the crowd's roar, a deafening symphony of cheers and applause. A wide grin stretched across Jackie's face, her eyes shining bright with genuine gratitude and pure joy. She stepped to the front of the stage, mic firmly in hand, and said with a voice strong and clear above the lingering echoes of the beat, "Yo, Detroit. Y'all showed out tonight. Knowing I got this love right here, especially coming off that NAACP nomination, man, it means the world. Thank you, from the bottom of my heart, for rocking with me." The warmth from the audience washed over her, a potent antidote to the relentless pressures of the music industry. In that moment, surrounded by her city, Jackie felt untouchable, invincible, bathed in the collective glow of her triumphs. As the next track began, the stage lights danced in rhythm, setting the scene for another electrifying performance. Jackie moved with the music, her every gesture a testament to her passion and dedication. Each verse she rapped resonated through the hearts of everyone present, creating a shared moment of pure magic that would be remembered in hip-hop long after the final encore. The air crackled with anticipation, the crowd swaying as one, lost in the infectious rhythm. This was her element, her sanctuary, a place where she commanded total control, orchestrating emotions and weaving a tapestry of sound that held thousands enthralled. Suddenly, a deafening crack echoed through the arena. A sharp piece of metal, dislodged by the blast, slammed into Jackie's shoulder. The lights flickered, then plunged the room into absolute darkness. Screams erupted from the audience. Panic surged through Jackie. "What the hell?" she yelled, her voice swallowed by the chaos. A searing pain exploded in her shoulder. She stumbled, gasping. "Rae," she cried, reaching out blindly. A pair of arms caught her, pulling her off stage. "Get down," a voice urged. Urgency laced through it. Jackie felt herself being pushed to the ground. The world tilted violently. Then, a blinding flash of light, followed by a sickening thud. When she finally opened her eyes, she was lying on the cold, hard floor, the sound of sirens wailing in the distance. Rae knelt beside her, her face pale with fear. "Are you okay? Are you okay?" Jackie groaned, her shoulder throbbing. What the fuck happened?" Rae shook her head, her eyes wide with terror. "The lights, they fell. I pushed you out of the way." Jackie stared at the mangled wreckage of the stage, the fallen lights casting long, eerie shadows. Fear, cold and clammy, gripped her. Who did that?" she whispered, her voice trembling. Rae shrugged, her gaze darting around the darkened arena. "I don't know. It was like an explosion, and I don't think this was an accident." Jackie looked around at the faces of the other performers, the fear and confusion mirrored in their eyes. This wasn't an accident. Someone had done this. Someone wanted her dead, which is why she hired Rae, the stylist and PI. A shiver ran down her spine. The music, the cheers, the euphoria of the moment, all of it now tainted by the shadow of someone trying to kill her. The vibrant energy that had filled the space just moments before had been brutally extinguished, replaced by a chilling silence punctuated only by distant wails and the panicked murmurs of shocked onlookers. This was a direct, malicious act, a deliberate attempt to snuff out her light. The memory of the night's devastation would linger, an unwelcome specter haunting the corners of her mind. But Jackie was not one to be easily defeated. As she lay there amid the chaos and echoes of what once was a vibrant concert, a resolve began to stir within her. The initial shock gave way to a simmering anger, a burning desire to understand and retaliate against whoever dared to target her. This wasn't just about survival, it was about justice. "We need to get the fuck out of here," Rae said, helping her to her feet with gentle urgency. The sirens grew louder, signaling the approach of help, but also the inevitable onslaught of questions and investigations. Jackie nodded, wincing as she steadied herself, her mind racing. "I need to find out who did this bullshit," she murmured, determination hardening her voice. "And why did they choose me to target?" The arena, once a place of joy and celebration, now felt like a crime scene, every shadow hiding a potential threat. Yet, as daunting as the path ahead seemed, Jackie knew she wouldn't face it alone. Rae, one of her best friends and one of the best bodyguard/private investigators around, had her back, ready to protect her no matter what lay ahead. Their bond, forged through years of shared triumphs and tribulations, was a fortress against the unknown danger that now loomed. Rae's calm demeanor in the face of chaos was a testament to her unique skills, a reassurance that Jackie desperately needed. As they navigated through the disarray, Jackie's fans began to gather outside, worried and hopeful whispers filling the air. She paused, her heart swelling with gratitude for their unwavering support. It was a reminder that even in the darkest moments, she was not alone. Their love and encouragement were the light that would guide her through this ordeal. The sheer volume of their concern, even after such a terrifying incident, deeply touched Jackie, reaffirming the profound connection she had with her audience. It was a silent vow that she would not let this attack define her or dim the light they had helped her build. With a final glance at the wreckage of her dreams, Jackie turned to Rae. "Find who the fuck did this," she said, her voice steady and resolute. The words were a command, a plea, and a promise all rolled into one. The city streets were a blur of flashing lights and wailing sirens as Jackie and Rae emerged from the arena. The night felt colder, sharper, as if the very air was charged with the tension of the night's events. Reporters were already gathering, cameras poised, eager to capture the aftermath of the chaos. The murmur of the crowd, mixed with the piercing wail of emergency vehicles, created a disorienting symphony of aftermath. Jackie squared her shoulders, ignoring the throbbing pain in her shoulder. She knew the questions would come fast and furious, but she couldn't let them slow her down. Her fans needed reassurance, and more importantly, she needed answers. She lifted her chin, a silent defiance in her posture, projecting a strength she wasn't entirely feeling. This was her moment to show the world that even after such a shocking event, she wouldn't crumble. Rae stayed close, a phantom in the chaos, her movements fluid and precise. Beneath the chic designer jacket and artfully disheveled hair, a Glock 19 rested snugly against her thick thigh, drawn and ready to unleash its deadly song. Her eyes, usually warm and inviting, were now cold chips of obsidian, scanning the panicked crowd for any sign of a threat. Rae wasn't just Jackie's stylist. She was a chameleon, a shadow operative who could transform from fashion guru to lethal protector in the blink of an eye. She could drape you in silk one moment, unearth your darkest secrets the next, and, if necessary, extinguish your existence with a clinical efficiency that would leave seasoned killers awestruck. The whispers of her past, a tapestry woven with covert ops and black market dealings, were a chilling testament to her capabilities. "We should head back to your house," she suggested, her voice a low, silken thread cutting through the din. It was a suggestion masquerading as an order. "Regroup and figure out our next steps." Her gaze lingered on the mangled stage, a silent promise hanging in the air. "I will find out who did this, and they will find out that I am not the one, the two, or the three." Jackie nodded, her gaze sweeping across the sea of faces, a turbulent ocean of fear and worry mirroring the chaos that had just erupted. A ghost of a smile touched her lips, a fragile offering in the face of such overwhelming concern. She raised a hand, a slow, deliberate gesture, a silent promise that she was still standing, still breathing, still here. It was a meager offering, a tiny flame of reassurance in the encroaching drama, but it was all she had to give. These were her people, the heart and soul of her world. The ones who had lifted her from the shadows of a West Side Detroit neighborhood and placed her on the pedestal of dreams. They had weathered every storm with her, every triumph and every heartbreak, from TikTok videos to the Grammys. And in this moment, amidst the wreckage of her shattered performance, she owed them at least this, a silent vow that she would not break. As they made their way to the waiting car, Jackie's mind churned with possibilities. Who would go to such lengths to sabotage her concert? And why? The questions gnawed at her, each one a puzzle piece she was determined to fit into place. Every face in the crowd, every minor grievance, every casual comment she had dismissed now flashed through her mind, seeking a connection, a motive. The drive to Jackie's mansion passed in a tense silence, each woman lost in her own thoughts. Jackie stared out the window, her reflection a ghostly image against the backdrop of the city lights. She thought of her family, her friends, everyone who had supported her throughout her career. She couldn't let them down. She wouldn't. The fear was still there, a cold knot in her stomach, but it was slowly being eclipsed by a fierce resolve. She had fought too hard, sacrificed too much, to be taken down by an unseen enemy. Once inside the sanctuary of her suite, Jackie sank onto the couch, exhaustion creeping in. Rae joined her, offering a comforting presence. "I will figure this shit out," she said, her voice firm with conviction. "That's on God." Jackie met her friend's gaze, finding a fragile anchor in Rae's unwavering loyalty. The warmth in Rae's eyes was a stark contrast to the icy dread that was beginning to coil in Jackie's stomach. "I know," she replied, a small smile, more a flicker of defiance than genuine amusement, tugging at her lips. The adrenaline from the stage was fading, leaving behind a chilling clarity. "But I need to be smart about this. This wasn't some random act of violence, Rae. Whoever did this, they didn't just want to scare me, to disrupt a show. They wanted to silence me. And someone that calculated, that brazen, won't stop with one attempt. They'll be watching, waiting for another opportunity. We need to find them before they find me again. A shiver traced its way down her spine, a premonition of the darkness that lay ahead, a feeling that this was just the opening act of a much more dangerous play. Rae nodded, the weight of Jackie's words settling heavily in the room, a shared understanding passing between them. I'll start by going through everything. Every email, every text, every interaction, every backstage pass list, every disgruntled fan comment, every fleeting anomaly from the past few months, anything and everything. There has to be a thread, a loose end they didn't tie up. Something I missed in the periphery, a detail that seemed insignificant at the time, but could be the key to unlocking this whole nightmare. She paused, her gaze hardening, the warmth replaced by chips of ice that reflected the cold resolve settling within her. This wasn't just about protecting Jackie anymore. It was about unraveling a dangerous puzzle. And Jackie, she continued, her voice dropping to a low growl, a sound that promised retribution. Whoever is behind this needs to understand one thing. They aren't just messing with you, trying to take down a star. They've crossed the line. They've made it personal. They're messing with me. She licked her lips with a devious smile, a subtle sign of the barely leashed fury simmering beneath her calm exterior, a predator sensing a threat to its own. And trust me, she added, her voice a low, dangerous whisper, the words laced with a chilling certainty. That's a very, very bad mistake on their part. They've just declared war on the wrong damn person. The air in the suite thickened, charged with an unspoken promise of vengeance, a silent declaration of war against an unseen enemy lurking in the shadows. As the first hints of dawn began to paint the sky, Jackie felt a flicker of hope. She believed Rae would find the answer she sought and bring her stalker to justice. But Rae wasn't just a stylist, and Jackie knew that better than anyone. Beneath the chic exterior resided an undercover agent, trained to kill, a woman who had seen the darkest corners of the world and emerged stronger. And more than that, Rae was Jackie's secret weapon, her personal bodyguard, and a damn good PI. Anyone who underestimated her did so at their peril. Rae's calm demeanor could shift in an instant, revealing a ferocity that could make even seasoned criminals tremble. Jackie had seen it firsthand, a calculated coldness in Rae's eyes that promised swift and brutal justice to anyone who dared to threaten her inner circle. Rae listened intently, her brow furrowed in concern. Jackie, she began softly, this is serious. Have you considered if someone on your own team might be involved? Is there anyone who might have a motive, perhaps someone who feels overlooked or has a conflicting interest in the project? Rae paused, letting the question hang in the air before adding, what about Zane? What's your relationship with him like? And honestly, do you think he's capable of something like this? Jackie shook her head emphatically. Absolutely not. Zane has a fiancée. Our situation is, well, it's no strings attached. Just friends with benefits until he gets married. He knows he's nothing serious, Rae. I see who I want, and he understands that. A flicker of defensiveness crossed her face, a hint of unease at the directness of Rae's probing question. Rae nodded slowly, absorbing this information. Okay, she continued, her voice gentle but probing. What about past relationships? Are there any ex-lovers or anyone you've been involved with who might be angry or resentful? Well, I do have some men who took it hard when they realized I was the one using them for sex and not the other way around. I'll get you a list, but they all seem harmless. Jackie mused, a faint smirk playing on her lips, as if the idea of a former lover seeking revenge was more amusing than truly threatening. Rae rose from the couch, her movements fluid and purposeful. I'm going to make some calls, she said, her voice clipped. I need to know who was backstage, who had access to the equipment, everything. And I want eyes on this place, especially around your suite. No one gets through without me knowing about it. She glanced at Jackie, a flicker of something dangerous in her eyes. This ends now, she stated, the words hanging in the air like a promise or a threat. And it ends on my terms. She turned and walked towards the door, her silhouette framed against the pre-dawn light. She moved like a predator, coiled and ready to strike. Jackie knew, with a chilling certainty, that whoever had targeted her had just made a very big mistake. They had awakened a sleeping giant. Miss Jones, the high-profile gossip blogger and influencer, had just dropped her latest podcast episode, Truth Serum, and everyone knew she was spilling all the tea on Jackie's concert chaos. Truth Serum, the blackout breakdown. What up, my truth seekers and tea spillers? It's your girl, Miss Jones, back in the booth, and honey, do I have a piping hot cup of truth for your ears tonight? You know how I do it, no filters, no fluff, just the raw, unadulterated facts that the mainstream media is too afraid to touch. So, you thought Jackie's triumphant return to Detroit was all glitz and glamour, huh? All diamond-dusted bodysuits and Music Excellence 2025 Hip-Hop Artist of the Year vibes? Think again, darlings. Because while the confetti was raining down and Jackie was basking in that NAACP Image Award nomination glow, something sinister was brewing backstage. We're talking about Chapter 1, Blackout. And let me tell you, it was a blackout for the ages. 1 minute, Jackie's rapping with that smooth honey voice, and the next, BAM. Lights out, screams erupting, and a piece of metal doing a direct hit on our girl's shoulder. Now, the official story might be fallen lights, an unfortunate accident. But you know Miss Jones doesn't buy that for a second. My sources, who were very close to the stage, and let's just say they have eyes and ears everywhere, are telling me this was no accident, honey. We're talking about a deliberate act. An explosion. Someone, and I mean someone, wanted Jackie silenced. Permanently. And speaking of silencing, let's talk about the mysterious Rae. Jackie's stylist and PI. A multi-hyphenate indeed. Now, that's an interesting combination, wouldn't you say? Especially when Rae's got eyes that are cold chips of obsidian and a Glock with one in the chamber. Honey, this isn't your mama's fashion consultant. This is a woman who could drape you in silk one moment, lock your ass up, and, if necessary, extinguish your existence with a clinical efficiency. Chili, who is this woman? Rae's already on the case, making calls and putting eyes on this place. And get this, she's not just looking for a culprit, she's looking for a war. My girl Rae is out for blood, and I, for one, am here for it. That's all the tea I'm spilling for tonight, but trust me, the kettle is still boiling. Make sure you subscribe, rate, and review Truth Serum wherever you get your podcasts, because you know Miss Jones is always on the pulse, always spilling the truth, and always giving you the exclusive access you crave. Until next time, stay woke, stay fabulous, and keep those ears open. Miss Jones out.
High heels clicking on a marble floor. Designer racks, but she's looking for more. A silk scarf here, a statement ring, but she's listening for what the other witnesses sing. She's Rae Leon, she's got the eye. Celebrity stylist, a couture spy. Red carpet glam and a secret mission. In style and suspicion, she's the definition. Miss Jones wrote the blueprint. The mystery is she. Get the book now, it's the thrill that you see.
You think you know me? Think again. Style is deception, and suspicion is everywhere.